To say that Shericka Jackson is on a roll would be an understatement. From Budapest to Brussels, the Jamaican sprinting superstar is out there making history in the women's 200-meter sprint. Yes, you heard that right. Jackson made history in Brussels again shortly after her outstanding performance in Budapest. Speaking of which, in Budapest, Shericka Jackson retained her women's 200-meter title in style. She was introduced last and made her entrance to the track as relaxed as you please. She even had a stroll back from the bend to the starting blocks, making her rivals wait before the on-track introductions. The Jamaican track superstar had a good start from lane 6 and was quickly up on the shoulder of St. Lucia's Julien Alfred, and she powered past Thomas and Richardson outside her on the bend with the crowd almost spellbound as they watched the most emphatic of title defenses. Well, she was already ahead at the bend and eased clear as the field entered the home straight, clocking 21.41 to break her own championship record from 12 months ago. However, Jackson's reaction after the race was mind-boggling for the spectators as she did not celebrate the Jamaican way, as her facial expression and body language invited more questions and interpretations. Later at the press conference, the new proud owner of the second fastest 200-meter time in history fielded several questions and provided insight into her reaction. Honestly, when I crossed the line and saw the time, I said, I'm close. I wrote down 2 times on my bib today. The slowest I wrote was 21.40 and I got 21.41. I just wanted to see the race before I celebrated because I didn't know if it was wind legal. She explained.
For me, I just wanted to see the race, Every time I finish, I just want to see the race before I celebrate. I never know if it was legal, because I don't want to be celebrating and it's not legal. So I just wanted to look up, and when I saw it, I was like, okay then.
She then added, I was super exhausted. I wasn't feeling 100% as I was under the weather, so it's not a disappointing look that I didn't get the world record. Likewise, the entire world watching the 200-meter race took a collective gasp when Shericka Jackson finally won her first individual global title in Oregon last year with her scorching 21.45. Shericka, who had made the third step of the World Championships 400-meter podium in Doha in 2019, had rocketed her way to the number 2 spot on the world all-time 200-meter list, behind the late Florence Griffith Joyner's long-deemed untouchable 21.34 from the Seoul 1988 Olympic Games. The impact was evident on her closest rival's face as runner-up Gabby Thomas crossed the line a whopping .40 behind her, her mouth agape in wonder before embracing Jackson and looking up at the giant screen to see the time. By the end of the race, Thomas finished second in 21.81, and her teammate Sha'Carri Richardson, who just took the gold in the 100-meter days ago, took bronze in a personal best of 21.92. The screen and the trackside clock showed 21.41. The second fastest 200-meter run in history, breaking the championship record Jackson set in Oregon, where she won by 0.36 from Fraser Price, a 7-time global champion at 100 meters. Yesterday in the semifinals, I ran the curve a little bit conservatively, said Jackson. But I think I did pretty good tonight. I ran a good race. 21.41 is a time I cannot complain about. It feels good that even though I used to run the 400 meter, I can still do a very good 100 and 200 meter. I feel like I am a living testimony that you can create something if you really want it and never give up. Indeed, she's getting closer than anyone ever had, to FloJo's 35-year-old world record. Still, that wasn't what was at the forefront of Shericka's mind when she ran her remarkable time of 21.41. Even if I was pretty close to the world record, it was not the thing on my mind when I ran, she shared. I will continue to work and I hope I can maintain at least this level, and we will see if the world record will come. And speaking of the world record, she almost had it at the recently concluded Brussels Diamond League 2023, the operative term being almost. Still, the 29-year-old Jamaican star was in a class of her own again as she ran the 4th fastest time in history and a Diamond League record. Jackson clocked a striking 21.48 seconds at the 200-meter race at the Belgian capital. At a packed King Baudouin Stadium, it was Jackson against the clock, and she led the race from start to finish. Jackson's time of 21.48 helped her achieve new milestones. Her timing became the new Diamond League record and the 4th fastest time ever recorded. This means that she now has 4 of the 6 best times in history. And although she tried to surpass legendary runner Florence Griffith Joyner's unbeatable timing of 21.34 seconds, she unfortunately missed it by 0.14 seconds. Still, it is worth noting that Jackson faced tough competition going up against the likes of American Jenna Prandini and Bahamian Anthonique Strachan, but she eventually succeeded in outrunning everyone else, earning a Diamond League and meeting record with her time of 21.48 seconds. Jackson flew past the likes of Strachan and Prandini.
Peter in pursuit, but Jackson is away. Jackson against the clock. Let's keep an eye on it. Lights out, arms pumping. The knees are high. Can she get there on the line? Remember 21.34. Oh, she's just outside. 21.48.
It felt really good tonight. I definitely feel like I'm getting there, closer to that record, Jackson said. It's amazing to run against such a strong field, and everyone did good tonight, but for me personally, having fun is important. Prandini finished in 3rd place with a time of 22.47 seconds, while Strachan crossed in 22.31 seconds for 2nd place. Strachan is currently ranked 6th in the world, so she is qualified to compete in Eugene. However, Prandini dropped to 11th place this season and will most likely not compete at her alma mater. In the pre-meet press conference, Jackson shared that she was attempting to break the world record in the women's 200 meters. "Once I put everything into place, then definitely, 'cause we're right there," Jackson said. "We're so close, we're knocking on the door." Jackson also told reporters at a press conference, "At the World Championships, I was so close. Coach and I have spoken, and we are going after the record this year. I hope to get it." As you all know, the world record holder in the event is Florence Griffith Joyner, better known as FloJo. The American set the WR at 21.34 seconds at the 1988 Olympics in Seoul, where she also set the then 100-meter world record of 10.49 seconds. In an Instagram post, Shericka shared her joy over the win. 21.48, Diamond League record, meeting record, and 4th fastest time in history. Oh, I also got 2nd and 3rd fastest all time. You see that, right? The smile, the smirk. Suffice it to say that in the last few years, Shericka Jackson has emerged as one of the greatest 200-meter champions. In fact, she is the only woman athlete to come close to beating legendary runner Florence Griffith Joyner's 21.34 seconds on multiple occasions. At the 2022 Jamaica National Trials, Shericka Jackson won the 200-meter race, clocking 21.55 seconds. This caught the attention of the world of her chasing the 200-meter world record timing. Jackson first made her way to the World Championship final in the 200-meter race in 2022. She clocked an impressive 21.67 seconds in the semifinal. However, she surpassed this and became the world champion, clocking 21.45 seconds in the 200-meter race finals that year. Finally, at this year's World Championship, she came closer to beating FloJo as she clocked 21.41 seconds in the 200-meter racing, defending her title from 2022. Whether or not Shericka Jackson succeeds in breaking FloJo's record this year or next year remains to be seen, and we are all here waiting for that to happen. Speaking of breaking records, it appears that Wade van Niekerk isn't quite ready for that yet. Watch this to see for yourself.